If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Christine McIver.
That's me. Welcome, everybody. I am very happy to have you here, and I'm excited to talk about tonight's show. We are talking about, do you lack cash or do you lack opportunity? It's probably seems very straightforward, and it's not as straightforward as most of you will come to find out. So welcome very much to tonight's show. And we are going to be talking about cash, opportunity, a lot of different things. But before we dive in, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a strategic business coach. I am a strategist. I love talking strategy with my clients. And I most especially love speaking with entrepreneurs. So I actually help mission-driven entrepreneurs struggling to scale their revenue and get in front of their ideal audiences globally. When they work with us here at Inspired Choices Network, they discover how to quadruple their sales by dramatically growing their audience, going from best kept secret to global authority without the confusion and tech overwhelm. We take care of all the pieces. And if that is something that you would like to do, and that is something that you would like to learn more about, or you're an entrepreneur who would love to have someone with you strategizing on how you can grow your business step by step, do reach out to me. You can find me at Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. That's my email address. You can, of course, find me across social media. Just look for my name and my face, if you're seeing my face right now, or you can find me at inspiredchoices.ca or inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. It's not hard to find me. But if you are listening now to this show, wherever you're listening from, my contact information will be there for you. So let's get into tonight's show. Have you ever considered that the lack of cash is coming from another issue in your life or in your business? What if the lack is in the missed opportunities and not actually in the cash? If you're searching for cash, what are you focusing on? What are you focusing on if you're searching for cash, right? Imagine you were searching in your wallet. You're looking for cash. You're not looking for opportunity, right? If you are looking for cash and the ways that you can actually get more cash, you're actually narrowing your focus. And we talked a lot about this on last week's show. We were talking about, are you a business owner or are you a coach? And in that show, we really talked about how we, and everybody does this, we narrow. And we've been taught by lots of experts out there that you need to be very laser focused. And while that is true in some areas, especially when you're communicating about what you do or a specific service, you want to be very laser focused on the details. You want to be laser focused on what problems you solve. You definitely, when you're marketing something specifically or you're speaking to an individual, you want to be laser focused about your communication. That's absolutely true. But if you are always laser focused and you're beaming your energy at one thing, guaranteed you are going to miss other opportunities that are there. And one of the biggest things that people are doing is they are laser focused on, I need more cash, I need more cash, I need more cash. And they're missing how the cash actually comes. It's very interesting. So if you're someone that is looking for cash in your business and you're someone that is desiring to have even more in your life, you've got to start and be willing to open things up to have more opportunities come your way. You've got to be willing. So today I'm going to tell you a story, and I was going to take a whole bunch of pictures, but I couldn't share them on this show right now. But I want to tell you about something today, and it really reminded me about what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I was out for a walk today, and as I was walking, it was really interesting. This area that I walk in, it's kind of like in a wooded area. And there is water that runs through this area. And it's very cool because it kind of runs in 3 different areas. What was really interesting as I was walking down this path, and I had water on either side of me, a body of water on either side of me, basically a creek on either side of me. And at the end of the creek, there was water. Obviously, the water went down the one side and wrapped around and came down the other side. Okay. And the water that was feeding into this creek area was a very still body of water. And so as I'm walking down, on the right side of this, the creek was completely still. There was no movement at all in the water. And on the other side of me, the creek was running pretty steadily, not too quickly, but steadily. You could see movement in the water, right? So completely still and some consistent movement. And at the end, and you're getting a window into my brain. And at the end of this body of water, where the water was looping around, the water came in from this external body of water and very still. And it only shifted down about 6 inches. But just that small shift, when it shifted, that body of water shifted down. And again, this is not a very wide body of water at all. It shifted down the 6 inches, and suddenly there was a rush of water. And it's actually like, it's one of my favorite places to be there, is because it's this strong movement, hard crashing of the water against the rocks and swirling around the trees. And it's so invigorating, and it has so much life and so much energy to it. It's the most beautiful place that I go to. I absolutely love that part. And if you think of, you're going in, different bodies of water has different levels of movement. Well, that kind of started me to think about tonight's show, and about money, and about cash, and about opportunities. So stay with me. So the completely still body of water, in my mind, it was like, well, that's what things are like when we don't have the opportunities. There's no movement. We're stuck. It's just there. We are just there. And actually, with no body of water and no movement in that water, things that are inside of that, right? The plants and the animals, the fish, so on, they can begin to die, right? Because the movement actually creates oxygen in the water. You with me still? So that side of the water really reminded me of that. And then the steady moving side was kind of like, you have a bit of business coming in, you have a bit of money coming in, and you're kind of doing your steady Eddie, right? You're doing your steady Eddie, but you desire more. And where do we focus? We oftentimes, as business owners, we focus on the business that we have. And we oftentimes, and I know I've caught myself in this as well, we oftentimes say, well, I'm busy, and I should be grateful. I should be grateful. Take the friggin' word should out of your vocabulary. I should be grateful for what I have. Look at what I've got going on here. I've got steady. I'm consistent. There's a lot of people in the world that don't have enough. There's a lot of people in the world that don't even have what I have. I should be grateful. And I should just focus here and really put all my focus and my energy into what I have today and be grateful. As if just gratitude is great, don't get me wrong, but as if just gratitude is actually going to be the magnet for more. All right, so let's back this up. gratitude is great, but how many times are you in the energy and in the words of saying, I'm so grateful that I have what I have. And I'm like, and behind the energy of those words is the energy of fear and lack, right? It is happening far too often. We are not checking the true energy behind our intentions of what we are saying and choosing. And, you know, here on Inspired Choices Network, you can find thousands. We have over 6,000 shows that you can go and search and find some amazing content about your words and amazing content about the energy behind words. It's very important. And maybe one day I'll do another show about it. But right now, talking about opportunity and cash. So the the words being grateful is fantastic. But when we are only in the game of more cash and we have needs, we have bills we need to pay. The price of gasoline is going up. All of these things are happening, and we do require an increase in funds. What we oftentimes do is we start to contract. We start to hold on tightly to what we have. We start to go into the energy of worry. Worry is a very heavy energy, and it will actually have your body and your hope and your dreams and your desires contract. How many of you are actually out there desiring more cash, looking for more cash, but actually contracting your energy, even your actions? You're contracting your actions because you're in the space of worry. Okay, let's talk about what it would actually be like if we were going to be in the space of seeking opportunity and not seeking cash. Well, before we go there, I really want to read you some definitions. All right. The original definitions, you know how much I love that. So the original definition of the word lack, and this isn't going to surprise you, is absence, want, shortage, deficiency, and fault or disadvantage or even damage. Now, I want you to really check in with yourself about this. Is there anywhere in your reality, in your body, in your mindset, when you believe or you know I am lacking something, is there anywhere that you go into fault? I'm at fault for this, or damage, or I'm at a disadvantage. Just check in on that. That was so surprising to me and so exciting to see how much the definition of these words are actually creating even more. So if you are saying, I lack cash, what are you actually saying energetically with all the original definitions of that word, right? You are talking about damage. You're talking about fault. You're talking about disadvantage. Let's take that out of our vocabulary and out of our mindset. You are not at a disadvantage, my friends. You were born with the same opportunities as anyone else anywhere out there, all right? You have the opportunities, but where you're focusing, where you're putting your attention is actually the thing that we want to have you really lean into. Remember, open up your lane, open up the possibilities, and let's start really looking at the truth of what's here right now. All right, one more definition, and then we're going to go to our first break. So the definition, the original definition of the word opportunity is to fit, convenient, suitable, and favorable. So when you're thinking about the word opportunity, perhaps you can ask the question, would this opportunity fit with my business? Would this opportunity fit with my skill set? Is this an opportunity that would be suitable for my business? Instead of, what do we do? That's not something I do. Right? We immediately, and go back again to last week's show. Are you a coach or are you a boss? Are you anything or are you a boss? Right? What if you actually were looking at opportunities with the eye and the energy of curiosity? If you asked more questions, if you played with the possibilities of an opportunity and where they actually might lead. We're going to talk about that and so much more. Stick with us. You're listening to Inspired Choices here on the Inspired Choices Network. I'm your host, Christine McIver, and we'll be back right after this commercial break. Don't go away.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining. If you've just joined, you are joining the second segment of the show, Do You Lack Cash or Opportunity? And while a lot of people say, I want both, where we often are focusing is on the cash, and that needs to change. And one of the biggest things that I know is that if you're not changing this, you, the business owner, I'm talking to you, if you're not changing that, you can't grow your business. And if you can't grow your business and you desire to have a much bigger business that you have, you can't actually provide opportunities for other people to be part of your business. And when you can't provide other opportunities for other people to be part of your business, they can't have other opportunities to bring cash into their life and into their family. The fact of the matter is, my friends, every single one of us should be very, very wealthy. Every single one of us. I can tell you that watching some things on social media, last night I was watching something on social media about Ukraine, what's going on in Ukraine. And it brings me to tears again and again that I don't have the cash to do what I desire deeply to do that's in line with my values. That is one of the greatest reasons to really lean in and look for new opportunities in your business so that you can contribute to the world and you can make the changes in the world that you desire, not just to have the luxury. You should have both. You should have the opportunity and the ability to contribute and have the wealth in your life. We don't live in a lack world. We buy into that we do, but we don't live in a lack world. But we narrow and we create a lack in our lives and in our businesses when we're not willing to hold ourselves accountable, listen to the words that we're using, and definitely seek out other opportunities. There is so much that's available out there, and we get overwhelmed and we get lost in distraction. You as a business owner, you need to have a strategy for what you're going to do to grow your business. You need to have a strategy in how you're going to grow it. You need to have a strategy with timelines, with deadlines. You need to be holding yourself accountable to hitting the markers so that you can actually have what it is that you desire, to create more opportunities in the world so you can have more cash for you and for others around you. It's your responsibility to show up and make a difference in the world. And I didn't know this was coming out today, but you know what? It's true. That's how I really honestly feel and I believe. You have a responsibility. You chose to come into this body and you chose to go into your own business. Step up and have this business come through you full throttle. Have it be as big and bodacious and amazing and wealthy as it possibly can. When you have these opportunities and you have the cash, you will have more people you can hire. You will have people that can clean your house, can do your laundry, can cut your grass, can do your groceries, can do your shopping, can do all of these things. You will be contributing to a society. You, my friend, will be the person people will seek out for opportunities. Imagine that. The more that you seek opportunities, you will become someone others seek opportunities from. Feel that. How does that feel within your body? Does that excite you or does it scare you? And if it scares you, good. I want it to scare you. I want it to turn you up. I want you to lean into this more than you've ever leaned in before. Are you willing to have more in your business? Or are you buying the lie that you lack? What is it? Have an honest conversation with yourself and have a conversation with your business. Your business, I am telling you, your business is one of the most amazing creations. And I oftentimes get the energy and the information that a lot of businesses are standing there tapping their toes. Like, is she going to step up? Is she going to step up? Is she going to step up? Our lack of belief in ourselves holds us back from the opportunities. We buy all of these lies. And then we are praying we have enough money at the end of the month, praying that somebody is going to finally call us. It's like we're sitting there looking at our phones like, is anybody going to comment? And so I can actually reach out to them. We're waiting. Stop waiting for the opportunities to come. Create the opportunities. Create them by, first and foremost, reach out and talk to people. Reach out and say, hey, I'd love to learn about you. I'd love to learn more about you. Start a conversation. You don't know where a conversation can actually take you. You have no idea what can actually occur. I can tell you what actually brought me to owning Inspired Choices Network, and the people that are here with me live in the chat room, they've all heard it before, but it was not a straight arrow. It was not a straight arrow. Somebody didn't come up to me and say to me, hey, Christine, like there's a gap in what's being offered out there to people that want to have their voice globally. So could you please go create it? No, this didn't come that way. This was created because I had a desire. I had a desire to have my voice in the world, to really step out there with what I knew. And I had a desire to grow me. I had a desire to grow me. And I put that energy out there, and I knew that I could do it. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I knew I could do it. I'd always had this desire. And so when opportunity first knocked and someone said to me, have you ever thought of having your own radio show? I listened to my body. I listened to my heart. And I said, oh my gosh, yes. I didn't go into, and sometimes being naive is a gift, I didn't go into how much is this going to cost and what's it going to look like and what would I ever talk about and blah, 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 blah. Well, we know the answer to that, right? Christine has plenty to talk about. I didn't go into that. What I did was I followed the opportunity that was coming my way. And I took a chance. I risked something. I risked taking a chance. I risked investing money. But you know what else I did? I took a chance on me. I took a chance that this opportunity was something that would contribute to me. I couldn't see the beginning, the middle, and the end of what that opportunity was going to be. I had no idea what it was going to be. But I was willing to say yes. There are more people will say no to opportunities than they will ever say yes to them. I am going to, and I think, and I'm going to ask my producer, Kim, if she can tell me, but I think last week I threw out a challenge, and I'm going to throw out another challenge today, and it might be the same one. And if it is, it bears repeating. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to go out and seek opportunities and say yes. Say yes and figure it out later. Figure it out later. If you have an opportunity coming your way to speak, if you have an opportunity coming to connect, if you have an opportunity to be part of a group where you are wanted and desired, imagine what that can do for you. Maybe it's going to teach you some new information. Maybe it's going to be new clients. Maybe it's going to be lead you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. There was probably, from that very first phone call where I was asked if I had ever thought about being a host, there was probably about 20 to 40 at least. No, there was probably like at least 50 different steps to becoming the owner of Inspired Choices Network. I never imagined this. This was not part of my education coming out of high school. I went on to college and, I had a big career. I did all of the things. This was not in the plan. This was not part of the opportunity. But I was challenged. I was told that I would miss more opportunities than I would actually see. And that was one of the best gifts someone gave me, because now when an opportunity comes my way, instead of evaluating it and judging it and measuring it based on what I've already done, I ask more questions. I lean in and I actually think, okay, so what could this create? How much fun would this be? Would this be fun? Why don't I ask more questions? This is what has gone on in my life and in my business again and again. And I am so grateful. I'm one of these people that I like things very organized, and I have systems for things, and I do things, especially with the network and our systems. We have a system and a process, how we do many things. But when it comes to opportunities, that's not me at all. I am completely all over the place. It's like, if you were a painter and an artist, you would be painting and there would be paint everywhere and it would be getting messy, right? And then you would have a beautiful creation. That's the way opportunities should be for each and every one of us. Understand that opportunities are everywhere. There is more opportunities today as a business owner than there has ever been on planet Earth. Ever. Why? Because of this amazing thing that we have. We have the internet. You don't have to stand outside and sweep your front porch area of your store, hoping to catch somebody walking by and that might come in and buy from you. You don't. You have an opportunity to be sweeping the doorsteps of millions of different places because of the internet. You have no excuses for uncovering new opportunities. The excuses are usually up here in your mind. How many of you can honestly say that you don't judge the opportunities that come your way? How many? Do you judge before you say yes? Do you? If you do, stop it. I had someone today message me and she said, "Hi, Christine, I was wondering if you would be open to a conversation. I wanted to run something by you. Would you have time to meet with me?" And I said, "Absolutely. Yes, for sure. I am open to having that conversation. And I'm also confident in my trusting of myself that if something comes across my table that, first of all, I've never considered, I'll be open to listening. I will also be confident in saying, I need time to think about this. I no longer am somebody that feels pressured to giving an answer or response immediately. But if you are not open to saying yes to an opportunity, how in the world can you actually be receiving more cash? Because both an opportunity and cash, to get either, you've got to be willing to receive. Are you willing to receive new opportunities coming in new ways, wrapped up in different packaging, delivered by completely different people, companies, and experiences? If you're not, it's time that you checked yourself and started to change that. Because, my friend, you have a business that's desiring to get even more wealthy. All right, we are up to our second break of the show. We're going to take the break now. And when we come back, we're going to answer some of the questions in the chat room. If you're not here live and you are listening in the replay, I would love wherever you are to put #replay. And if you have any questions that I don't answer tonight, do email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. We've got lots more coming up after the commercial. So you're listening to myself, Christine McIver, on the Inspired Choices show here on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you, my friends, we're having so much fun in the chat room, but I've got to tell you, I oftentimes think about this opportunity that took place in, it was in the fall of 2010, where someone asked me if I'd ever thought about having a radio show. And today I have this amazing network. I have worked with hundreds of hosts. I've worked with thousands of guests, creating thousands and thousands of hours of shows and content and amazing self-development and information that people can learn and grow from. And I get to have all of this and my amazing supporters and fans and friends with me on this platform. I created my own playground. How does it get any better than that, right? I'm incredibly grateful that I get to do this and that I did this because I was willing to say yes, at least say yes to learning about an opportunity. So we have people in the chat room talking about, she's talking directly to me. We have another person said our false beliefs start from trauma that infects our souls, and then we get afraid. Then we have false beliefs that cover the fears, and that leads to some crazy shit like addictions. I wonder, I love that information. Thank you. I wonder how many of us are actually addicted to not coloring outside the lines with our business. I wonder how many people are actually thinking about, this is what I've said I do, and so I need to stay there, right? A lot of people, I hear them say again and again in conversations, like when I'm in groups and different things like that, a recent event that I was part of, and people were asking questions. And when they were questioned about, well, have you ever thought about doing this? They're like, no, that's not what I do. This is what I do. And it's like, stop saying that. Stop saying this is what I do. Here's what you can say. And if you listened to last week's show, you would know this, but this is what you can say. I'm a business owner, and one of my many services are. Now, they could say, do you also do this? And guess what? On the fly, you can say, actually, I do. And then you can run away and create it. Opportunities come knocking. Are you keeping the door locked, or are you opening the door to the possibilities? Are you? Are you willing to be that vulnerable? Are you willing to create really in the moment when these opportunities come your way? Here's something that you can do, which is so, so cool, is you can watch different people, especially online, who are doing something, right? They're doing something and you think, that's really cool. Or, wow, I've never thought about that. And ask yourself and get into the habit of doing this. Would that be something fun for me to do in my business? Would that be something fun to do in my business? Could that actually contribute to my business? Is that an opportunity that my business is interested in? Is that an opportunity my business is interested in? That takes you, my friend, out of the equation. It's a very cool way of checking in when you're getting a hit. All right, we have a question in the chat room. How do you stay out of the energy of quote unquote wrong when where you end up doesn't align with the strategy you set because you followed opportunities that the universe presented? Well, if the universe presented an opportunity, does it mean that that's the end of what the universe is going to present to you? No, it's not, right? And the energy of wrong, you've decided, and again, there's a lot of people out there that are saying you need to stay laser focused in one area, you need to have a niche, you need to do it this way. Well, here's the thing, my friends. When I first started in my own business, I was doing HR consulting because that was my career previously, and I was coaching. I was mainly coaching women who were really struggling on a personal level. And then from there came the opportunity when somebody asked me a question, I'd like to start my own business and I don't know how to build a website. And I had built a website. So I went, well, I could do that. And then after that first person, I started saying, I actually build websites as well. And so it's one opportunity at a time, and it's one step at a time. So if you are open to saying, my business is growing and expanding every day, when those opportunities come your way, you're going to be less likely to go into the wrong. So what are you choosing? What are the words that you're using about your business that are keeping you in the wrong or in the narrow? Think about that for a minute. I oftentimes think of, the universe. I was going to write a book at one point. I haven't gotten there yet, but I was going to write this book all about, how the universe really is playing a game with us, and it's leading us on a scavenger hunt. I really do think that our lives are like a scavenger hunt. And when we want to play, and when we want to have more, and we are curious, another step will be provided. Another message will be provided. And that is where the real fun and pleasure is of being in your own business. Remember, I want you to remind yourself of this. There are so many opportunities that you are going to miss. But remember to tell yourself, there is an endless number of opportunities available to me. I wonder what opportunity is coming my way today. I wonder what opportunity is coming my way today. Okay, let's see. Just reading the chat room. Just give me 1 second. They're saying in the chat room, I am just playing more with going and creating it now, regardless of my thoughts. Yeah, your brain, where these thoughts are stored, these thoughts are all based on programming, and that's all from the past. Everything from the past is in there. You're not going to get the information about the new opportunities from your brain. You're only going to get them from asking more questions. One of the participants said, I had one of the worst paying jobs that the universe led me to, which opened up my universe. Exactly. What if you didn't decide that this opportunity was an end? What if you were willing to know that this opportunity was just one step in the scavenger hunt of creating more opportunities in your life, your business, and your bank account? Again, my friends, where are you focusing? When you have opportunities, you have no idea what's going to come. You have no idea what's going to be there. I started to take courses from a company that led me to one of my very best friends in the world. And when we first met, and she's in the chat room right now, when we first met, we both went, who's that crazy person? And we both were willing to have a conversation. And we suddenly started to find out, hey, I'm actually really connecting with this person. Again, we didn't allow the instant judgment based on previous programming to stop us from asking more questions. And from having, she says it was awkward. It was awkward. And then from that actual connection, we hosted somebody for an event in our local city. From that opportunity, that individual asked my new friend to be on her show that she had with me when I was hosting on another platform, when I owned this other platform. And then she came on and did a show, surprised the heck out of me how brilliant she was. And that's when I went to her and said, hey, have you ever thought about having a show? And she thought I was crazy. She's like, I would never have enough to talk about. She's going into her 7th year, I think, of having a show. Seriously, my friends, stop judging. Stop measuring the opportunities before you step in and give them an opportunity to educate you. 8th year, she said, stop this. Judgment is great if you are driving down the road and, you need to turn left or you need to turn right. That's great. That's fabulous. But judging opportunities is the thing that is driving you further and further into lack. You can only come out of lack of pleasure with your business. You can only come out of lack with funds. You can only come out of lack with connections if you're willing to have more opportunities. Okay, I don't know how it happened, but we are up to our last break of the show. My friends, I'm very glad that you're here. I'm loving having everybody in the chat room, and I am just absolutely loving what we're all creating together. So stick around. You're listening to Inspired Choices with your host. That's me, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be back right after this break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for being here tonight. This has been so much fun, and I really do hope that it is inspiring you to look at this in a whole new light. This is absolutely one of the best things you can do for your business and for your life, because you're going to have more joy and you're going to be creating more opportunities for you and other people in the world as you grow and as your business and bank account grow. And one of the greatest opportunities that I am going to bring to your attention again is the opportunity to become a global authority here with Inspired Choices Network. I am the founder and the CEO of Inspired Choices Network, and we bring together so much magic with my team. We create an opportunity for you to bring your brilliance and your expertise to the world on a global stage, where you can actually grow your business exponentially, grow your bank account, and grow even more opportunities. And from that, you can do all of that, have so much fun without all of the tech overwhelm and confusion. So this is an opportunity to bring your voice out and to get exposure so quickly on so many different platforms that you will be discovered again and again. So do reach out to me, Christine, at Inspired Choices Network, at inspiredchoices.ca, and send me an email. Let me know that you're ready to become a global authority and allow us to show you what that opportunity can actually do for you. Okay, last little bit, what I want to talk about tonight is, and this kind of came to me earlier, is do you believe that you must have the cash in order to be worthy or seek an opportunity? Have you ever thought about that? I was thinking about, a lot of times when I speak to people about, their looking for jobs, or they're looking for, I've helped people in the past with resumes and so on. And I've oftentimes have had people say to me, like, I don't have that ability, or I don't have that knowledge, or, I can't really apply for that job because of this and because of that. And it's like, well, that's a really interesting thing to say, right? A lot of people think that they can't share an ability that they have because they haven't yet had that opportunity. They may have a skill set, but they may not have had the experience yet. And it actually holds them back from applying for jobs. So how many of you out there believe that if I don't have the cash, or I don't appear that I'm already like this, whatever this is, that I actually can't move forward on that possible opportunity? I was never a radio show host before I started my first show. I didn't know what the heck that meant. I had talked with clients, I had talked with groups of people, but I had never done a show before. And I'm so glad that my brain didn't get in front of my mouth that day, which was really great. I did jump really, really quickly to say, I have thought about doing that. And I was so excited. I was kind of taken over by the excitement. It stopped me from going into my head in my programming. And I'm incredibly grateful that that happens again and again. My excitement oftentimes will get in front of things before my brain starts to evaluate it. And, it's not something that happens for everyone. I know that, but if you believe that somewhere in your reality that you already have to have the cash in order to be worthy, or in order to seek the opportunity, you're going to cut yourself out of these possibilities. And you deserve better than that. You deserve to have more opportunities come your way. But my friends, 90% of the time, you're the one that is actually stopping these opportunities from coming your way. If you believe that you are worthy of more opportunities, if you believe that you are worthy of having joy and pleasure and financial wealth in your life, you will be much more open to have these opportunities knock on your door. So that's another area you need to look at and just ask yourself, do I believe that I'm worthy of more opportunities? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you get? If you get anything more than a 1, it's time for us to connect. It's time for us to really dive into that so we can change that so your business can thrive and grow and you can enjoy more opportunities coming your way. You can, of course, contact me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca, and we can set up a conversation and see if we would be a fit and if we could actually begin to change what's not working for you. So next week, I have another show lined up. It's called Acknowledging Your Progress is Money in the Bank. Yep, we're talking a lot about money. People require money, people desire more money, and people are actually cutting themselves off from receiving more money. And this is one of the things that I absolutely love to talk about and I love to teach about. So I hope you'll come back and connect with me then. If you are listening to the replay, as I said, I would love for you to connect with me. You can send me an email, ask me any questions. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on all sorts of platforms, over 250 platforms. You can listen to the podcast in audio format, or you can find us on your big screen TV. Just look for Inspired Choices Network under your favorite app store, or you can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you are most comfortable. And I'm even on TikTok. So my friends, I want to invite you. I want to encourage you. And I actually want to kick your ass. Step up. Allow the opportunities to come. Have more fun. Have more pleasure. And let the bank account get flooded. Let the bank account get flooded. So together, we can really create the world that we keep talking about we desire to have. Until next week, remember, you can always make another choice.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.